Welcome to the revolution. I can't imagine being a teacher in this situation. Imagine if there was a massive shooting where somebody went into an accountant's building. Just accountants, right? Accountants. They went into an accountant's building and they shot up 20 accountants. And you're an accountant. The next day you got to show up at your cubicle and go to work like a bunch of accountants didn't just get killed in an accountant's building yesterday. Now you expect our kids to go into that situation, but also to expect the teacher. To also expect the teacher who is old enough to know what happened, is old enough to be extremely scared of this situation. And so I put myself in those shoes, and I know the first thing I would want to do if I was a teacher the very next day, or if I was an accountant, and there was all these shootings happening where accountants were dying in massive droves, what am I going to want to do? I'm going to want to protect myself, right? I'm going to want to do everything I can to put myself out of harm's way and to be able to defend myself if something like this happens. And how do you do that? Because our police showed that even if you've got 20 guys with bulletproof vests on, the area completely cordoned off, and 35 rifles, then maybe you're still not going to go in. So I need to be able to defend myself. And if I'm a teacher and you tell me you can't carry a weapon in to defend yourself or your children that you feel responsible for tomorrow, when you go to work the day after a shooting like this happens, that's terrifying. That's like, if you're a teacher, the first thing I would want to do if I was a teacher is to carry in school, is to defend myself, I feel responsible for these children. I feel like, they spend more time with me as they do with their parents during the school year. Why would I not feel responsible for these children? And I want to defend them. And how can I do that if you're going to strip it away from me and not allow me to carry a half of the firepower of somebody who's willing to come in here and commit harm on these children and harm on me? I want to carry a weapon, and I should be able to defend myself. Now, another thing that came from that interview was the fact that teachers in the local school area of the sheriff, I believe it was a sheriff, might have been, I don't know, some type of law enforcement officer that they were interviewing, again, on real news, no bullshit. The individual that they were interviewing said that in 2018, there was legislation passed in their county that allowed for teachers to carry. How different could this situation have turned out? If there was one individual in that school who carried, who was near this shooting, and was able to immediately respond and do something, or even able to defend themselves when this coward walks into their room intending on doing these children harm. And to strip them of that right. No school zone sign that says gun-free zone has ever stopped a school. You think some guy who's in this state of mind that's completely mentally unhealthy and unfit walks up to a school with his AR-15, his assault rifle, sees the sign and goes, "Ah, shit, can't go in here. It's a gun-free zone. Not going to shoot these kids." No, that's never happened ever. A gun-free zone sign has yet to have any statistical significance in stopping mass shootings. And the sign is just the physical part of it. That means the policies don't work. The policies, the laws that you implement are not going to stop somebody, because if they're willing to walk into a school and shoot 19 children, if that's where their mental state's at, do you think making it difficult for them to purchase a firearm is going to prevent them from doing so? Do you think that putting a gun-free zone sign up on your school, or not allowing has there ever been a teacher that's committed a mass shooting? Ever? Point me to one. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's happened. I don't know. But I've never heard of it if it has happened. So you're not going to allow that teacher to defend himself or herself. You're not going to allow them to defend their children that they feel responsible for. And you're going to put a sign out front and say, "We got this," right? Nobody's going to come in here. It's sick. It makes no sense. There's no logical explanation as to why any type of legislation would actually prevent this from happening. not a gun-free zone, which is shown, again, I talked about this on our last episode where we discussed this 2 episodes ago, where it manifests itself in Chicago and New York and LA, which have the strictest gun laws in the country, but you'll still have the highest murder rates per capita of almost anywhere in the entire world. So we found that policy legislation doesn't seem to have an effect. Again, please tell me I'm wrong. Leave a comment, email me, whatever. Tell me I'm wrong. Point me to a teacher that's ever went through with a mass shooting on their children, the children they're responsible for. Show me that. Tell me I'm wrong. Maybe I am. I don't know. But I've never heard of it.